Hi guys, this is our Litecoin trade. I just want to do a recap. I'm going to start getting back into doing a few recaps after a trade is finished, whether they're stop outs, break evens, or profitable trades, just to give a bit of a breakdown, trade recap, and a few things that we can learn from each trade after they happen. So we'll dive right into it. We'll start from the lower time frames first because that's where we execute the trade, and I'll go over to the higher time frames to show you where I got my overall analysis and advice. What we were waiting for was a break of this horizontal line. Yeah, we had multiple rejections, very strong resistance, and a nice trend line squeezing price into this point here. We wanted to see a breakout. We did finally get a breakout. This candle here, not a convincing breakout. We had a pretty long wick there. We like to see bullish engulfing candles, very little wick and momentum, but price for the next few hours did maintain above it, so that was good enough for me to call the entry. Looks like we've got a little bit of a break and retest here. Not a strong break and retest. I like a bit more of a push up before we come back and retest. But we did actually get it here briefly before price fell. So we did close slightly below our resistance level here, but we did get deceleration and rejection at the 1 hour 50 EMA. It looks like we wanted to push up, but it failed immediately once it got there. And then from there, we just started falling lower until we hit our stop out. So was the stop too tight? I'll draw a line in a minute, so possibly. It wasn't a line I saw at the time, and actually when I logged on to do the recap, I just sort of noticed it there, which may have possibly swayed me into giving us a little bit more breathing room. But at the moment, the stop loss when I placed it at the time was pretty good because we had horizontal support, we had a 1 hour 50 EMA, we had a trend line, and the 1 hour 200 EMA, or also the 4 hour 50 EMA. It's the same line and same price point. So from there we had 4 layers of support between price and our stop loss. Unfortunately we got there, we just wicked out on our stop loss. If this goes on for a strong run from here, it'd actually be extremely annoying, but our stop was quite safe below the trend line and the 4 hour 50 EMA, so that position there traditionally would be a very good spot. Possibly got caught out in this occasion. So what we're looking for in the future, I'll elaborate a little bit more, but if this breaks back above this resistance level, break and retest, or even a strong nice breakout, I'll look to re-enter this. This could be a fake out before pushing further up higher, kind of like what a Ethereum trade did to us maybe a couple of weeks ago now. So yeah, eyes on Litecoin still. There's no need to dismiss this as a trade. A stop out. My original analysis may just play out after we got stopped out, unfortunately. Got in a line may have been on. So we've got resistance here, which we broke the trade, but this here is a minor support line. Just on the 1 hour, you wouldn't really see this line on any other time frames, but we've had multiple support, break, retest, break, support, and it looks like a rejection here. So I didn't see that at the time. If I did, would I have moved my stop lower? Probably a little bit, but I could possibly have still got stopped out anyway. Anyway, it might have also messed with their risk reward. If I drag that stop down any further, the losing trade might have been 60 or 70%. So I would have had to go lower leverage to make this work risk reward wise, which I probably could have done because the upside potential was so high. Anyway, that's the 1 hour chart. That's the failure and stop out. And that one, was it a bad trade? No, it was a good trade. We got our breakout. We got a little retest and another rejection or deceleration at the 1 hour 50. Plus another couple of layers of support. That can happen. Trades lose. I've ended bad trades before, as all traders have. My bad ones, no, I'd probably take this again. There are a few other things I'll point out when we go to the higher time frames that could have made this trade better or made us a little bit more conservative and possibly not entered. So we'll do that now. I'll go over and we'll do it. Alrighty, I've got the weekly chart up now, and this is predominantly where my bias came from, that we're going to get more push to the upside. I still think we will, just a matter of how much of a pullback we're going to get. So as you can see, this horizontal level is quite strong, multiple touches, a support here after a strong run and pullback, support, rejection, support, and then we've got a break and retest before breaking through. But not just that, that's a bullish engulfing candle that broke through the weekly 20 EMA. So convincing momentum to the upside. What we may possibly get from here is still a pullback to retest the horizontal level and the weekly 20 EMA. We just need to be careful of a bit of downside for now, because this candle here, last week's candle, is deceleration after a strong move. So possibly due for a bit of a pullback before more upside and targeting the weekly 50. But initially for our trade that failed, this candle here gave me my bullish bias. Okay, here's the daily here, guys, and I'll show you actually probably the best entry, which I didn't take. I didn't actually see it or have this trend line drawn in at the time. There would have been on the lower time frames plenty of risk reward to this horizontal level. It is a minor level because we've chopped through with price action quite a bit here. But on the lower time frames, that's not a bad level at all. So what we got was this trend line here, only 2 touches, but we did break through it with momentum and come back for a retest. And that retest candle here and here of the trend line and daily 50 MA doesn't really get too much better, to be honest. That's a very good rejection and a higher low confirmation of a trend change, and then momentum to push up. So we didn't capture that one, unfortunately, but what I saw after this strong move was consolidation sideways and price action supporting above this next horizontal level, and also the 200 EMA. So quite often you'll see a strong move followed by consolidation. Sometimes it forms a bull flag or bull pennant, or sometimes it's just a choppy range sideways like this is before it breaks out. So what we'll see soon, I imagine, is a strong bullish engulfing candle similar to this one that will trigger our next move higher. So this has still got another good leg in it. It's just a matter of when and if we can break this daily resistance level. So the best entry was down here. We definitely got an entry in here. That's why I haven't dismissed Litecoin yet. So we've still got a close eye on it. I've got the 4 hour up now. There's not much to add to this on top of the daily time frame. I've just zoomed right in so that you can see what I had drawn in on the daily. So there's a 2-touch trend line break and retest. So this entry here is a pretty good entry, and the risk reward to the next resistance level would have been quite good, and probably would have been a profit target, maybe target 1, and then we would have looked to take this further. So as of now, I'm not looking to enter Litecoin until we break this horizontal level again where our initial trade entry was. If we can break it this time, I'll be just as confident or more confident than our previous trade. So just at the moment, we've possibly got a break and retest to the downside of the trend line, so we can still see more downside yet. Time will tell. Bit of patience. So overall, trade was definitely valid, not too bad. Just unfortunately, we didn't get the follow through from the breakthrough. Can happen. We had good layers of support between our entry and our stop, and that's really all you can wish for as a trader. We had 4 layers of support before our stop, and nothing stopping us from the upside. So just based on that, probabilities alone is you should have a better than 50-50 strike rate. So that's it for the analysis, guys. Hope you got a bit out of it, learned a bit out of it, and how I think about a trade all the way from the high time frames to the lower. That's it. I look forward to the next trade.